Hello guys, so welcome to today's show. My name is CHUKS and you're on JFL TV, the home of football. So if today is the first time we see our program for you to bring you the latest Arsenal news updates as they drop all over the world. So for now, I will start with today's show. I want to warn today's show is going to be long based on so we not do show yesterday because I get one engagement, so I got go do one of its reschedule. All right, so my dear Arsenal lovers, let's proceed. Now, David Seaman, who's one of the Arsenal legends, instead of come as I want to talk how him see this season going. So, Baba Kondi of the opinion say, fine, Arsenal don't sign Ricardo Calafiori, they are going for Mikel Merino, but him really they think say Arsenal still need a right winger and they still need a striker to move to the promised land. So now we see him the C, and that's what he's saying. And would you say he's wrong? I wouldn't say he's wrong because I believe even them in Gaspar, Arteta, all of them know say this is what we need, but probably they don't have that financial clout, the ability to actually make our dream a reality. So more just to watch. We say I have some little time to go on Saturday now, and then like next tomorrow, na league don't start. In fact, tomorrow, Friday, open cutting everything will start. Then we will play on Saturday. We'll see how everything will materialize, and let's just be watching and let's just be hopeful that we get bringing someone. You get. So another report we're going to get from the Guardian is that Arsenal are prepared to be patient in their pursuit of this Mikel Merino after their initial offer for the Spain midfielder was actually rejected by this Real Sociedad. So some of you may not be aware, say Arsenal actually made an offer to Real Sociedad. They're talking about an offer in the range of 26 million pounds. So now what will they hear? Say they rejected Arsenal's offer. It gets, but it is what it is. We just hope say Arsenal go do what they talk because from the look of things, from what is on the media, Real Sociedad actually wants 35 million euros, which is about 30 million pounds. But Arsenal is somewhat reluctant. Say this guy get 1 year left on his contract. So why you not going to ask us to pay this type of ridiculous amounts? Say you don't really make any sense. Now we're saying then they talk. So I don't just know whether they go, but we are hoping that there will be a compromise. Say at the end of the day, not just the normal initial gra. Remember when Fabrizio Romano told us say Arsenal never make formal offer to Real Sociedad, but now we already make the formal offer. Like we are beginning now to put our money where our mouth is. But the team be say no man, and club don't reject our first approach. So Arsenal go come back, see how they go give them another offer. And talking about Arsenal being serious in this move, so even Dean James was actually reporting that Edu Gaspar traveled to Spain. Yes, he traveled to Spain. And why did he travel? Because of this Mikel Merino deal. He went there to ensure that this deal comes, like, if possible, before league starts, or maybe early next week, to make sure say they finalize everything because the player they consistent in waiting they talk. I want to leave and I want to join Arsenal. Only Arsenal. So no argument, nothing like say anybody that follows the dragon. So now just between Arsenal and Real Sociedad, where they come to a compromise on how much this deal is going to cost. Then when it all settled everything, will make the deal happen. Even the Daily Mirror also reported the same story. Arsenal chief Edu Gaspar has been in Spain this week as it looks to finalize the signing of 28-year-old Real Sociedad midfielder Mikel Merino. Even Goal.com say Arsenal ramp up bid to complete Mikel Merino transfer as sporting director Edu Gaspar travels to Spain for talks over Real. For you to see say now Arsenal don't serious. You get some people going to argue say okay, why una no travel since? Why are you leaving this matter till 9 minutes? You know why? It is also a tactic because Merino get 1 year left of his contract. Real Sociedad no one made the guy stay that 1 year because he no one sign new contracts. And if he stay, that means he's going to be living at the end of the day as a free agent. They're not going to even get any money, which is something they themselves don't want. So that's why sometimes if you look at the positive side of the way they negotiate, you look at the negative side. But this time around, this is like a tactic. What will they use for them? 9 minutes don't they? You get, so we'll come with them. They'll see whether they go bring their hand down. So that's also a possibility. So we'll just see how it will be. In fact, people like the London Evening Standard, the reports say Arsenal actually need to sell a player as this Mikel Merino talks they continue, because when you read the story, they say Arsenal are said to require a significant first team sale if they are to secure a move for Mikel Merino. The Coco they say Arsenal need to sell before they can buy. Now, when you look at the third paragraph, they say, however, while the Athletic reports that Arsenal are confident of reaching an agreement with Real Sociedad, there is a need to sell a player either before signing Merino or be confident of doing so by the end of the transfer window. In fact, they let us know, say, Arsenal's move for Ricardo Calafiori, it progressed because we sold Emis Mitro, which means we actually needed Emis Mitro money to make the move for Ricardo Calafiori a reality. But all this in they see the back. That's why sometimes when I tell people, say, don't be say anybody tell me, say, Arsenal broke. They will say, why they broke? When you see reports like this, Arsenal needed to sell Emis Mitro before they can finalize. What does that tell you? Now we are hearing they need to sell somebody, probably a Dinketia, to finalize Mikel Merino. What does that tell you? Is that the behavior of somebody that has money? Well, that one, I some way I will leave them for you, make you answer. You get. Now, moving on, they say Arsenal and Real Sociedad are still some ways apart over the structure and the value of the deal for Mikel Merino in a negotiation that could go till the end of the window. That's something me I don't really like. Maybe I'll wrap up this deal quickly, maybe they'll wrap them up. We'll see whether we will get more time to bring this up, because you get how you will leave this deal late. You go be saying that this one will be the one and only deal we will do. So make them make sure say they'll wrap this thing early. Let's see whether there's a possibility of somebody else actually coming in. You get, so now the way with me I decide. So this one Arsenal reaches that rejects our opening bid. So that one everybody don't hear that one. So I don't think we should dwell on that one. Now, Dean James let us know say Bournemouth don't already narrow down their striker search down to 2 players. So Bournemouth are looking at Edin Ketia, and at the same time, Bournemouth are also looking at Ivan Nelson. This Ivan Nelson, they play for Porto, you get. But I can tell you for free, say today, I still get another update this morning. Update say Bournemouth, before I went live, I saw the update, say Bournemouth agreed £40 million deal for Solanke replacements, which is this Evan Nelson. You get, but say Bournemouth has agreed a club record £40 million deal to sign Porto striker Evan Nelson. So I don't think Bournemouth is coming back for Edin Ketia, you get, unless maybe something bad or something wrong happen with the deal where they get to sign Evan Nelson. So more just a look. In fact, there are other reports where they come after the story of other people where they look at this Edin Ketia. But for now, the Evan Nelson deal to Bournemouth is never done 100%. No, here we go yet, but we are hearing that an agreement has been agreed between Bournemouth and Porto. So more just watch. Now, for the first time, Gary Neville can come and second talk about Arsenal for this new season when they come. So it gonna like in the talk about the title race and everything. So but back on the of the opinion, say as Arsenal did like this now, say Arsenal recruitment policy has been very, very poor. The way Arsenal they try to bring in players, not just this season, over the past years, say they're very, very poor. Say when you look at the report, because I read the entirety of the report, I can't focus on the place and put quotation marks. Whether they quote Gary Neville verbatim. They're going to say, Arsenal have been poor in the last few years. I don't get their strategy. Like, I don't get the direction of how they are taking the team. Now, what's in the talk? Now, Arsenal, that season went on to surprise everyone and fight for a top 4 place, missing out to just a couple of games. You get, because him now, they feel, say, there are further investments in the squad, which saw them shock everybody, you get, and they became title challengers, which they repeated last season. But in the final arguments, can be say, as of now, everybody they expect say Arsenal will get striker. Like they are just one striker away from winning the title. But now Arsenal have not gotten that striker. And I will not lie to you. This is the type of sentiment where many Arsenal fans say they harbor for their hearts. So the team will define now be this striker, but will never give us. And we'll also won't win the league. It doesn't mean we cannot win the league. It gets, but we'll just watch because now the angle where Gary Neville they actually come from. But regardless of whatever Gary Neville is saying, people like Alan Shearer feel say in the convinced, say this new season that is coming, Arsenal are the favorites to win the Premier League this season, because they ask and say, Arsenal, Man City, who are you going to choose? Who will win the league? But why they back Arsenal to win the league? Because they talk say Arsenal go only win the league if they make crucial signings. Because if you say Arsenal last 2 seasons they were there, Arsenal last season they were there. This time around, who will really stop Arsenal from winning the league? You don't look. You say, in believe in now be their time. You get, there's no way Arsenal will become second 3 times. Now he own arguments with that, which is he has a right to that argument. But the thing is, we could take the second line, the statement where make say Arsenal win the league if they make crucial signings. That crucial signings, we all know what it means. A striker, a winger. These are some of the arguments they put forward. Now, when you look at what is happening at Juventus, remember I said the new coach Thiago Motta, you don't tell many players here, say, "Una no get future here. We gonna find club we wanna go play for." Now, the likes of Wojciech Szczesny, who was one of the former players at Arsenal, since no club don't consign him, then Thiago Motta don't give Juventus the go ahead say, "We're gonna sign contracts, Jerry. Maybe just find square roots. I don't want to waste my time." So now the information out there is that Juventus confirmed Wojciech Szczesny contract terminated on mutual agreements. So the Polish goalkeeper is available as a free agent now. So even the Daily Mirror also posted the story, Juventus terminates Wojciech Szczesny's contract. Now remember, I say Arsenal they raising this guy to bring him back, but I know this also will go for him game because at the end say Garcia and Andy for Arteta eye, but notwithstanding is a free agent in the day they wait on the wings or in the wings if you like. So anybody will go on come like to carry him. Now, Arteta when we talk about Julian Timber ahead of the new season. Now, Arteta is of the opinion that we are all desperate to have Julian Timber on the pitch. His leadership, his skills, his composure, the way he competes, his intelligence, I think is going to bring so much to the team. We are going to love him. He was telling Sky Sports. And myself, I share the same sentiment. The guy is a very good player. So, with the hope, say this season, no go be like last season. We say just go missing like to the end of the season. So this time around, he go play a significant role. Give us that much needed squad depth so we need on the wings or maybe in the center park. It depends on where Arteta won't use them. So now what me I'd expect is let this season not be like last season in Jesus' name and in time life. Not to pray. But start to pray. All right, away from that, so Ian Wright, come and talk about your own top 4. So Baba say for him, Arsenal is going to win the league, Man City is going to finish second, Liverpool is going to finish third, Aston Villa is going to finish fourth. So now the way we're in, the own prediction for the season. This season is far different from last season's prediction because almost like majority of the pundits, everybody just mention Arsenal, Mikel Merino, Arsenal, Postcodes, Arsenal, everybody, Arsenal. Hey, like so many people get that belief, say this season is supposed to be Arsenal season, supposed to, you get. So more just say I go be. People like McLaurin also self, because they agree with Paul Scholes and Michael Owen, as they talk, say this season, say Arsenal season be this. Say, and for him, the reason we make him feel say Arsenal is going to win this league this season is the fact that Arsenal have a strong defense, and signing Calafiori to add to that defense is going to make it a more stingy defense. Like if Arsenal won the best defense in the league last season, then this time around they're going to even win it with lesser goals because of this Ricardo Calafiori where they're still adding. That's assuming Arsenal maintain, like no say last season we don't really get an out and out striker, but we still scored a substantial amount of goals. So assuming say we repeat the same thing we did last season, like we score more goals this time around, it gets so we'll keep more goals out. So that's the argument. Even at the say PGMOL, they bring one new law, talk say all those things Ben White do last season, say it will not be allowed this season. We say we're going to block a goalkeeper. I just hear them. I never really see the statements, but it is trending on social media. Ben White is also trending. So that Ben White will be the architect of that law. Maybe they might call it Ben White's law or Ben White rule. I don't know. So, but just to watch. But make them no restrict them to just defenders and goalkeepers, but they also expand them to defenders and strikers. Most times, defenders also block strikers. So maybe they expand them. But more they'll watch. Maybe before evening, the PGMOL will drop a statement. We will see them officially. So we'll just wait that will happen. Now, and Dean James going to say some Premier League clubs are still looking at signing Bruno Guimaraes. You get, Now Man City gonna go and no say they pursue the guy now. Man City really they pursue him, you get. But they say nobody Man City's interest. So say Arsenal self they there because Arsenal really they really love this Bruno Guimaraes, and Newcastle say they don't want to sell. You get. So but now kind of here say well, maybe they may sell, we don't really know because there's not been much activity going on in Newcastle. Newcastle on the pursue Maguire of Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace let them know say it will take a superstar money to sign Maguire. So I don't know, maybe Newcastle won't sell before they can buy. See the irony. You are the richest club in the world, but you financial fair play. You get that financial fair play, then they protect that's for bidding war as Educator attracts interest from two Premier League clubs. You can say Bournemouth and Crystal Palace want to be bidding for him. But I think the updated news of this report is the fact that Bournemouth has already agreed a £40 million deal with Porto to sign their striker Evan Nelson. So this report is actually stale now. So I think it's only Crystal Palace that will be going for Eddie Nketiah because Crystal Palace then be long-time admirers of this player. You get so much just to watch whether they go put their money where their mouth is because they really appreciate the player. Even Man City, remember I said they sell Julian Alvarez. They never really buy a replacement. This I can't even say Oscar Bob sustained a very horrendous injury. We will keep him out for many months. They say several months. So will that push Man City's hand into the markets? I see something like that happening because there's no way they will miss. They'll lose Julian Alvarez and now lose Oscar Bob for several months. So not getting in a winger or somebody like really make any sense. But more just watch more see who they go really mention. Say okay, now the person won't go for to replace Oscar Bob, or whether they go say okay, more wait till Oscar Bob recover from the injury. Well, I'm here to see how everything unfolds. Now we're going to hear according to Gazzetta dello Sport, who's one of the reputable media houses in Italy. They're going to let us know, say, Arsenal, have contacted free agent Adrian Rabiot, who left Juventus as a free agent because they won't sign him. So let's say, however, Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea are also said to be in contact with the player. Is a free agent. Now, for your information, Manchester United actually agreed a £15 million move for this guy 2 summers ago. But the move, materialized. The move is scatter. So now Manchester United are in the running to get the guy again. I don't really know what to make the deal scatter, but now the information will be here for the public domain that the information don't really work. Now, Alan Shearer is another pundit. When they come aside, they talk about this Arteta. And Shearer talk about Mikel Arteta. Mind you, Shearer said don't talk say now Arsenal go win the league. You get. So now instead, remember saying back Arsenal to win the league if we sign crucial player. Now, you can talk about Arteta. He say Alan Shearer has told Mikel Arteta that he has to win a trophy this season. That's Shearer's opinion. And if you remember, now my own opinion said they say this season say now make or mar, we must win something. Now Shearer said it depends. If Arsenal don't win anything, then you need to look at the bigger picture and see how close they've come and how good their football is and their injury situation. Alan Shearer was telling the rest is football. You have to look at all these things in totality. Now, but eventually, he's going to have to win something. Whether that is this season or not, or that has to come at some stage, doesn't it? We all recognize how formidable Manchester City are. There's no doubt about that, which makes it very difficult for Arsenal. But at some point, he needs to win something and take that extra step. But their progress has been very good. Now, I love what Alan Shearer is saying, which has been something I've always said. Say this season, you need to win something to let the boys believe, say, that trust the process, so they hear it is working. We don't want to be hearing I'm proud of the boys. We don't want a hat trick of I'm proud of the boys. This season, that's why I know really the limits Arteta to Premier League and Champions League. And they include cups, domestic cups. Go for them. Win something. Let us celebrate. We will not say, yes, this team, what will they do? They will, because look at what Shearer is saying. They're playing good football. Like they're doing everything right. But that mammoth stumbling block in the name of Man City. Now the people, they deny us our glory. Assuming say Man City no day here, who would have would wait since day now? Who would have stopped us? Look at what every pundit is saying. When you ask everybody who are going to be the title challenger this season, shall you hear any other club name apart from Man City and Arsenal? It shows you where we are coming from and where we are now. So much belief. Look at all the pundits. The pundit did 2018 saying Arsenal will win the league. For you to say the belief when they get where we did. So I like what Shira is saying. Arteta needs to do something, and I want to believe Arteta self is using his tongue to count his teeth. He knows all this. In fact, Teddy Sheringham will be one of the former Manchester United strikers. Who come back when they urge Arsenal to sign Ivan Toney, to bolster their front line, to solidify, to strengthen their front line. In fact, Babako talks, for me, I still think they need a center forward who can finish things off. Sheringham was telling Online Poker or LTD, player like Ivan Toney would be a massive addition for Arsenal. I think if they sign him, they would be even stronger title contenders. If they had a player like Ivan Toney, who is something a bit different to what they already have, a big presence who can lead the line, then Arsenal will be the finished article, and I confidently agree. Not be say I really like Ivan Toney per se, but when the people where you like are not available, then the available becomes the people you like. that's so it just be again. Because we define Benjamin school, you know, once upon a time we find Vlahovic, you know, we find another one, you know, Alvarez, we come up from Man City. They say we still go there. We find out, you know, Baba, the best thing you need to do now is the one we come there available. Go sign them now. After all, they say the guy don't come cheap. 30 million, 40 million. Go sign them. You get now what will they see? But Arteta has a different plan and will respect his own wishes regardless of what we the fans want. You get, because at the end of the day, I still remind everybody, now Arteta they fire. Don't be me and you. They go fire. Therefore, we need to respect his wishes. Anything when you feel say this is the right path to get to the promised land and win the league, we will support him. We will criticize him, but not really destructive criticism. We'll give him constructive criticism, which is actually the ideal thing to do. So now what we will just do moving forward. So let's go on to understand. Okay, I've told you guys about this one. Dortmund actually agreeing the £40 million deal with Porto. Now, I say Dortmund, Bournemouth. Now, away from that, so we can't get other predictions like Fabregas. Fabregas want to talk about Arsenal's Premier League chances and predict his own top four. So normal, I expect the thing they talk now, the same to everybody also they talk. Fabregas in Arsenal, obviously, with Manchester City, I just feel it's very, very difficult to get better than what they already did after they win their treble 4 times in the Premier League in a row. So I can't see them, like, I can only see them going down. But for Arsenal, I can only see them, okay, I can see Man City going down because they will stay the same way. But for Arsenal, it will be different because if you say Arsenal can potentially make it happen. Now, what Fabregas is saying, in all honesty, is the fact that Man City cannot get better than where they are. For Man City, there is no room for improvement. They don't hit the wall. So the next thing will remain for Man City to come back. They don't reach the wall and just bounce back. We will never reach the wall. So there's enough acres of space for us to improve. So we will just advance. Now, and probably why many pundits they say, nah, Arsenal go win, because what can Man City do that they've not done before? Like, where's the motivation even coming from? That is why everybody is supporting Arsenal and make Arsenal no disappoint. Let this not bring undue pressure on us. Now, the way me I did see, but just watch. I believe the players that they used to pressure, so pressure no be any big deal again. So, my dear Arsenal lovers, I think we'll go to look at the biggest news of the day. I'll do also for David Seaman, who's an Arsenal legend. David Seaman is saying, fine, we don't sign Ricardo Calafiori. We don't finalize a Raya deal. We try to bring in Merino, but that's not enough. Arsenal still need a striker and a right winger. That is what David Seaman is saying. Before he go dey confident, so we won't win the league. Similar to what Alan Shearer is saying. Before you win the league, there are some crucial signings that still need to come in. Like, so many people get belief in us, but they believe we are not the finished article yet. We are just a striker away from winning the league. So everybody get their own opinion, and that's how it will be. So My dear Arsenal lovers, I think this is a fine place for us to call the show an end. So it's like come your way later tonight in the evening to give you the evening news. So then thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your day. Like your mouse, guys. All right.